So, Sharia is collective name of all laws of Islam. Sharia contains all its religious, liturgical, ethical and legal systems. Alright, I also considered straightforward all life that Sharia is the Muslim code of laws constructed on a complete negation of the person's rights, including also human right for the life. By the nature of my activity, study, work, I lived in a youth and was on friendly terms with many Muslims in the secular Soviet republics. They were fine people, true friends, reliable companions, and I did love them and I love them now. Here, already in New York, I have got more acquainted with Sharia laws, with laws of Islam, and have understood that I do not accept many things in these laws. I do not accept beheading, throat cutting, and many other things. This is what I want to talk about. I was invited to speak concerning Islamic Center and Mosque building on Ground Zero, to build it there or in any other place. I would like to start with citation of the great English poet Kipling, with the words he has told about 100 years ago and has formulated them in a ballad. Oh, East is East, and West is West, and never the twain shall meet, till earth and sky stand presently at God's great judgment seat. If we put aside the rust of political correctness, the question on West and East enmity will transfer us to the Middle Ages, at the time of the Arabian gains, Turkish aggressiveness, assassins, shahids of that time, and so on. Therefore, I will not go into details, that not to wallow in unconstructive dispute, who is innocent, who is guilty, who has begun, who has finished. I would like to talk about mentality of the peoples of the West and the peoples of the East. Mentality of the people of the East is based on the emotional grounds that Sharia should govern all aspects of life of the person. Therefore, they deny the right to the freedom of speech, to religion freedom, and even to freedom for life. The Western mentality is absolutely different. It is opposite to the Eastern one. It is based more on human rights, on laws and construction factors. The Muslim world wishes to live under their laws. It is their right. The Western civilization is guided, as I have told, by the constitution of the countries and legality. But here lies one danger I would like to speak about. Liberals who are connected at emotional level and maybe even financially with the Muslim world support Sharia in spite of the fact that Sharia in general completely denies equality of women and men, denies the democratic rights of citizens. The main trump of liberals is as follows: religion freedom is fixed by constitutions of civilized countries. But in any business, it is necessary to be guided by the parity. Let liberals go, say, to Saudi Arabia and try to build their churches and synagogues. I think that in this case they will not come back alive. Consecutively, it would be necessary to talk about whether the person who follows laws of Sharia can be the good, fair and law-abiding citizen of the Western country. I think that it is impossible, and here I am explaining why. Islam forbids the Muslim to be on friendly terms with the Christian and the Jew, to accept the constitution of that country in which he lives, because constitutions of civilized countries are based on the Bible, which, according to Muslims, corrupts the person. And very interesting detail: Sharia law on which the Muslims live, he, if following prescriptions of the mullahs, must destroy that country in which he lives. Islam and the Quran do not suppose neither pluralism of opinions nor democratic freedoms. Therefore, democracy and Islam cannot coexist. Here, of course, it would be possible to try to explain those Americans who protect the right of Muslims to build mosques wherever they want to build them, to explain them that Islam laws contradict laws of civilized countries.
Интересно и то, что сегодня о всем том, о чем я говорил,
all about what I spoke today, politicians of Europe are speaking, such as Geert Wilders, the founder of Party of Freedom, which has won in Netherlands in the last elections. The former Prime Minister of Australia, Kevin Rudd, the former Prime Minister of Spain, José María Astara. Well-known journalists and public figures tell about it, such as Oriana Fallaci, peace to her ashes, she is not with us anymore, Wafa the Sultan, Joseph Farah, who are by origin Arab. 100 years earlier, great Englishman Winston Churchill spoke about it in his book River War, written, if I remember right, in 1899. He has told literally following: Mohammedism is the militarized religion forcing everybody into its faith. There is no more regressive force on the earth. A civilization of modern Europe is under the threat of disintegration, similarly as the civilization of ancient Rome was broken up. Do we have right not to listen to these words?
Дело в том, что ни в одной конституции цивилизованной страны, в том числе и в Соединенных Штатах Америки, нет
Each civilized country,
ни одного слова,
including the United States of America,
ни одного пункта, который
has constitution without any word, point or any article
я имею в виду конфессиональных храмах,
allowing priests preaching for destruction of the country in which they live,
уничтожать страну, в которой они живут,
to call for terror,
призывать к террору,
jihad, and to hatred to this country.
Мне кажется, что
it seems to me that speaking about building of mosques in the Western countries would be possible if Muslims would refuse those principles of Islam which I just was talking about. For this reason, I am essentially against building of mosques in any point of the civilized world. And I take all constitutions of civilized countries for my allies. Certainly, it would be desirable very much that Americans have learned about my reasoning. Very many things separate me with Sharia. I am the person of other culture. I am the person of the European culture. And consequently, I do not accept laws of Sharia. Beheading, cutting of a throat and other values of Sharia towards the infidels are not comprehensible to me.